We're going live. Please don't curse.
Oh.
I mean,
I know. That's for you.
Alright, hi guys, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 5:06. I recommend that I am present, Zane is present, Justin is present, Ryan is present, Scott is present, Rick is present, Joseph is present, Elise is present. Elise, thank you for letting me know that you're sick. Go ahead and pull our agenda for today. So the standard that we've done, starting at 5 o'clock, all the clubs on the list are the ones that we haven't yet voted on. So all the clubs that we did officially vote on are currently being uploaded into the SurveyMonkey system, but this is all the clubs that we still have to talk about. So the list is a lot shorter. We'll be adjourning at 7:50 exactly. If we're not done at that point, then we will have to probably finish them out on Tuesday and delay our information getting out by one day. So ideally we finish tonight, but no rush in this case. Otherwise we'll just finish out our results on Tuesday. We'll get it all sent out by then. Don't think they'll find it one day. Fingers crossed. Alright, is there a motion before we go to the agenda? Are there any objections? No objections, the motion is passed on general consent. Go ahead and get started. Did everyone look over the clubs that requests since Tuesday? Or at least get a general idea. Alright. I believe that the next club up for debate is the Overwatch Club, and it's their game night / LAN night. This is request 226. Do I just want to go ahead and do that? Sorry, just like this. What number is it?
226.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Can you open up on the list as track? We're good. Let's see if I can finally open this. Come on. Yeah,
You can switch.
What do you think?
You can switch your role. Go back to the other thing.
Very cool.
Oh,
No, because it's logged in one voice.
Oh, okay.
But every time I log out and it's logged back in through UMBC, it defaults to
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Log out and close the
That's
browser.
so.
Big tears were sad.
but now they're not.
Okay, so the information we received from Overwatch Club is that GBMs comprise of organizational stuff as well as some gameplay and game coaching. The game night and LAN would either be a LAN with another school or just UMBC open house where any student can come in and play.
Okay, I gotta pull it now.
Oh, that's my
You wanna switch?
You're fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's like she's buzzed. Get cozy.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do you also want it?
I was also
hot. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll switch this way, like we're experts.
I know, but I'm fine.
are you guys leaning towards this still feeling like a GBM? Because it says that they're just going to come together and play Overwatch and other games. But like with what Nithya said, that GBMs usually also have this other component of organizational updates and coaching. So do you think that's a viable enough difference?
What are your guys' thoughts on that? Sorry.
There is 10
Personally, I feel that this meeting of the student or students or guests or members, as they said, is close enough to the club's mission of just gathering and Overwatch that I would just still consider it a GBM. Personally, I don't know what other people feel about that, but
I guess I would consider it GBM. I feel like a LAN party is something that's a lot different than like what the club usually does. Because like just a LAN party is like that's just how I see it.
Other thoughts? Go ahead.
I've been meeting with a bunch of gaming clubs lately, whether they're clubs that want to form or clubs that already exist. And when the LAN party idea has been explained to me, it's been explained as almost like a tournament to engage with other clubs. So if League of Legends was hosting something, they try to get other people from other areas of campus, even the gaming club that does board games, to get together outside of their typical gaming together or their GBMs to sort of network more. So to me, in the meetings I've had, it has seemed more of a GBM, but that's just a personal opinion.
Other thoughts? Justin? You can take it. I asked Scott, since you were here last meeting, and at least you two, for at least for Overwatch Club, I'm seeing discussion due to close personal ties with their keyboard, which is why he wants to talk much. If anything, I'll be giving factual stuff, but I'm going to stray away from the opinion. It's going to be a hotline full swing when it comes to virtual student organization. I'll be back in the days in a full swing next club, but that's why I'll be on this club. So you won't get much discussion out of me, unfortunately. Other thoughts on this matter?
sounds kind of GBM-y. I'll take Courtney's word.
Almost a touch. Other thoughts or discussion points? Justin, go ahead.
So I know we denied MSA one of their events because they basically said they wanted to provide food and the purpose of the suite would be for their members. But I'm looking at this public information they provide. It says we will also want to get the funding before we start promising food and whatnot to our members. So I think it would be a little inconsistent if we didn't look at that and say, well, this sounds like it's for the members when we're looking at the purpose of food.
What MSA event are you referring to, if you don't mind me asking?
I think it was the Tafsir event.
Which may be too big, it was I think 255.
Oh, because we passed all the MSA events.
Not all of them.
Passes and we went through.
Well, I mean, I have it up on yours. I just wanted to know because I don't know what event you're referring to.
Oh wait, is it green if we?
Yeah, all the greens are, this is all somebody passed. So that's why I don't remember not passing one for MSA. But if it's a different club, I can see which ones we didn't pass.
Overall.
We failed Delta Sigma Theta event and the astronomy club.
vote on the,
Oh, this was during the round table.
oh,
Yeah, we might have pushed it back. Yeah.
yeah, cause it's red. But we voted on it before.
Alright, other thoughts? The request is for $300 of food and $10 in competition materials. Hearing no other discussion points, I'd like to move previous question to debate.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? Alright. In that case, which one is this one? Move to approve FBL 231-1920. Second. Alright, would anyone like to register an abstention? Alright, all in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed? Was 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 2 against, 1 not present, 0 abstaining, or 1 abstaining, 0 not present. The motion carries. Up next is Overwatch Club's second tournament. The request is virtually identical to the first tournament that we had, but they're only requesting $10 profit as opposed to 25.
What number?
This is
230.
Give you guys about 30 seconds. Again, if you need more time, just let me know. And when you need more time to look at it, just raise your hand. Alright, take your time.
So not really decorations. Or decorating the pride pit. You can come after the door. Oh, I was reading that as the decorations word process. Yeah. That's right.
It's not like a flower, it's like actually. I'm saying like the decoration, not like flowers.
Please stop again. Like the whole way, actually. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why.
What did you say?
I don't know if Overwatch themed streamers are like if they wanted to go.
Streamers probably close to it.
But that's not what it is. So it's small flesh.
I'd like to move to discussion. Are you ready to start?
Let's move to discussion.
We should just cut the decoration.
Did we cut it for the tournament one?
I don't think they asked for decoration.
They did, I don't think we cut it.
What if we cut it for tournament two?
What was this one thing again?
It's 198.
Indeed. So 198's been pulled out of yours, so I could do the vote record for it. There's close to the same request. But also because it's been pulled over out of the into vote record, all the data and information that happened there, like it's been pushed all the way through. So if you were going to reconsider funding for that, that'd be essentially very close to the same thing as amending legislation for cluster PX. Scott and I were looking over the budgetary policy. We can only really pass one piece of legislation regarding funding. That was back when we were like trying to cut for common vision to make it work. So I mean, it's already been through half the stages at this point. If you want, I can pull all the way back out, but that's gonna be a pain for us.
Well, they voted on it, right?
Yeah, it's voted on it, and we can't reconsider the vote without introducing new legislation because it happened last meeting, not this meeting.
Well, they voted on it. Brenda would have to veto it before we could reconsider. If you vetoed it, they could amend it. I don't know if it's in your queue yet.
It's not presidential signature yet.
You have to enter the vote.
Most of these votes aren't the rationale I'm waiting on. There's, I think we voted on this one, so
Well, if she vetoes it, you can just put it wherever you want.
yeah, no, so she would have to go, it's not at work station yet,
Right.
it's still in the voting record.
Right.
The data's in, it just hasn't been submitted all the way through yet. But let's bring the discussion back to Amendment 92.
So yeah, I think we should just cut it for this one. We made a mistake on the first one, that's something we can deal with later, but I think we should cut it back and caught ourselves on this mistake.
Alright. Any other thoughts or discussion points? Alright, I'd like to move previous question to end debate. Alright. All in favor of cutting decorations from 150 down to 0, please raise your hands now. All opposed? We'll be cutting decorations 0. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, you already did. My bad. Alright, move to approve FBL 232-1920.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? 8-4, right? Yeah, 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining, and I'm front. Finally, for Overwatch Club is their movie night. They're requesting $250 for food and drink and $10 for contribution. This is request number 210. Yeah.
Stefan, seems like terrible. It's just board members tonight.
Everyone good? Move to approve FPL 233-1920.
Second.
Alright, all in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? Alright, 3-4, 5 against, 1 abstaining, motion carries. is the Persian Student Association. They're having their, I can't pronounce that. Nowruz. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm to see if they did indeed.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Alright, so their ECS fees are good. Yeah. Anyone need more time to look at it?
How
So I
much is it?
emailed them about the contract and no one responded. Sorry, I'm just joking.
She knows her.
Yeah, I emailed the president and the treasurer.
You know, just look at like student contracts.
We put those right on the contract for students.
There wasn't.
Apparently they didn't get back to me.
They didn't get back.
In the past, like certain student contracts have been fulfilled, so as I said before in the slide, it's more along the lines of like, oh, if there's a DJ who like offers a service, but he also happens to be a student, you know, you contract out for stuff like that, or, you know, students who run certain things or have like things they can figure out. Typically though, I don't think it has been used for like, come perform your poetry and get $50 for doing so. So I think if you want to make that distinction there, but they're just saying there's precedent for students getting paid, there's something against that. My personal thoughts is that if that's what the contracts are going for, in this case, I wouldn't be okay with it because, I mean, I don't think that's what we should use money for, to pay students to recite poetry as opposed to doing things that have more professional. With DJs, you can actually enter into solid contracts in between, but this seems more like a pay for play.
I mean, they are also getting a DJ, so I don't know if the $1,050 is, but why would you have a contract if you're not intending to pay? Like, why would you, like,
Brit Spears have the contract
I
information.
can, let me see what I can.
because I mean, students perform poetry at open mics, but there's no contract with getting them to perform because you're not gonna get paid.
How would we not fund it? DJ?
Student DJs?
I remember last year they were talking about how like students are cheaper.
$750 is for
Oh, we
DJ,
talked about it being
and then
cheaper, but we
50 is
never
for
on the drum.
Oh, wait, it
Yeah,
says
but
that in
the
the,
way left it open for discussion in terms of
so
like
we,
you would be against it.
wait, so we already know the answer now.
Yeah, so it's in the ECS form, it says 750 for a DJ and then 100 for Katie Dirk.
for dancing.
Wait, is that a thing?
Who is Durkin?
No. I don't know.
It's also over the $33 I have.
But we cut it.
Oh, we're working off the sheet that says cuts right now in the advisory sheet. We've already made the cuts to $33 per head and $12
For everybody?
Yep.
Well, so have we already cut contracts, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like $20.
The question was if any of those contracts are to the students, but it looks like 750 for DJ and 300 for a dance group, you guys said.
Katie Durkin.
Is that a student? Or like a famous person?
Just try to scribble it.
I'm assuming it's a student because
This is something.
Yeah, she's a student.
but it's only one student.
Student here at UMBC.
Like names.
Can't find her.
Oh, she's gonna, I think she's the,
I can tell you.
they're on the, this is the PSA dance team. She's on the PSA dance team.
Is that like a subgroup of the Burning PSA?
I guess.
That's their own dance team.
That seems like
They're also
It sounds like what?
not even students.
Wait, what?
I just emailed him the link. He usually responds really fast. So.
Or I emailed them this morning.
Her name is Katie. There's no name Katie on the
PSA, she could correct it.
Yeah. I use that one to as home service.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Should have student ID too.
Yeah, she's student.
Or at least,
Oh, she's.
I think Friday, I mean, when I met with him, I think he works at the hospital. Which is probably why like all day, is why
We can hold off on this one for now and see if we get a response by email. If we don't get a response by say 7 o'clock, then we'll go ahead and try and call that call doesn't work after. We have to set what we're going.
Wait, that's the question we're asking.
Why is Katie Durkin getting paid?
Why is the PSA requesting $300 to pay the PSA dance team to perform at their event?
She was on the dance team previously.
So if she is a current student, why is she getting $300? All right. In that case,
Would it be different if she was like a recent alumnus?
It would be, because she would be a student. So, I don't know if she was a student. She was on the PSA dance team. I don't know what she'd be making.
Under what circumstances would it be allowed to give discounts?
If she's not, well, you typically don't, you have typically not paid for students to do stuff. Like, so if she's an alum doing something, that's typically, you've been okay with that, but that's for you to decide. The question is more like, you just need more information to make an informed decision.
I thought we knew she was a student.
No, she's not in directory, can't find her.
But she is a director.
What? Under what?
So I did an advanced directory search under UMBC.
Okay, well, Katie Durkin, you'll be.
Right, you just type in her last name and she comes up.
I did that.
Katie Durkin, you'll be.
Yeah.
So it sounds like to me we should just strike the calls, because we know she's a student. So that's why
Well, she was a student. I don't know if she still is a student.
she was a student last year, freshman year, but we don't know if she is a student.
So that's good research, she's looking through.
And it was, before trying to see if we can
That's true.
move to table FPL 234-1920.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Alright, table this order, moving on to a Philosophers Anonymous. They have their guest speaker coming in. They have these guest speakers listed here for their guest speaker. Read.
I don't think they don't have an invoice.
Yeah, I don't have going on in the sheet. Candace, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have an invoice on there, so. Wanna just write ECS fees?
Seconded.
Not, I don't
Not
have any.
Alright, I'll go ahead and strike these fees. Alright,
Charging $200 for common.
I mean, isn't that what you want?
Yeah.
So $200 for combination, $20 for food, there for 40 people. I see no issues with the request as it is.
$20 for food?
Yeah.
Just not.
So, let me get, maybe just like hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Go ahead and move to approve FBO 235-1920. All in favor? All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, abstaining, none present. None not present. None. Up next is Free Medical Society. They have their free health fair, requesting $200 in other items.
What number is that?
250 in common. This is 3D. I'd be curious to see what the $200 in other items are.
I'm trying to find it, yeah, but I couldn't. up the
Pre-med is
ECS
They
stuff.
have ECS.
Cause it's like they like sent like emails, they're like, oh, like, we met with her, wait. Actually, oh, it was just like they said it was total 523 and they put it all in, that's not right, guys. They put it all in room rental, but they put like the total. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it looks like we already nixed ECSCs on the cut sheet.
Wait, at what stage do they get this form? Is this not official?
When is that from?
October 2019.
Isn't this an invoice?
It is.
It says invoice at the top.
So does it not count?
Yeah, but like,
Oh.
so then,
Yeah, but then the question remains why their ACSCs are restricted.
Your ECSVs for what?
because maybe we thought that it was room, all under room rental.
Well, to get this,
Versus which club you're in.
to get this, they can't, like, not, you'd have to meet with first.
But the certificate
I don't
has
see
the
them
They
already
met.
charged at everything.
like, oh yes.
Yeah, they met.
Employee manual.
No.
They're good.
They're good to go.
You shouldn't have cut, yeah, I shouldn't have cut these fees.
It's just the line items are in the wrong place.
They're good for,
Yeah, they're wrong in the line items.
Well,
So, yeah.
I think you should use your discretion.
So, our options that we have, yeah, are you guys cool with if we fully fund the quote-unquote room rental fee, but then in our email discretion, let them know that they have to use a reallocation form to reassign to the proper points in ECS? Or simply fund the room rental fee as is? I mean, they won't go
We
together.
just like split it up from the invoice on that.
Yeah. If you want to do that on our side, because when I input the numbers, I can do that, and just
Yeah.
assume it's a mistake on their part, or have them do that. So what do you guys think?
We fix it for them. Just you have it.
Alright, no problem. Can someone read out the numbers to me so I can?
Mm-hmm.
So, A, B,
So, A, B, this is all A, B.
all 523 of it?
All 523 of it is A.
I don't know what their
Because it's the ECS technician, LCD, basic sound, UCD, another LCD, another basic sound, another LCD, it's all A, B.
So can we strike setup then and
Yeah. We'll strike setup, 523 for audio visual. Did you guys find any information on what the other items were?
No, the other items we're requesting funding for are tables and chairs.
Where?
That's ECS too.
Not-
Right, but they said they had to meet with board again, so they could send an updated ECS form.
Is that what they meant by that?
Tables and chairs.
Or you just use the wax?
Other than the room and
You have to write tables and chairs too. For the volume.
So I'm working off of the numbers on this sheet, what I'm going to be putting into SurveyMonkey. So I've got 253 for AB. What are our thoughts on the other items? So the other items are currently listed as being for tables and chairs, so they need to meet with Britt again to do another voice to get ECS information on that. What are your thoughts on still funding for that or not? For the other items, Michael, go ahead.
I say strike it, I mean, if it was for tables and chairs and they didn't go through ECS, and sound form, and then if they were going outside, we have no documentation for that either, so I just say strike it.
Move to strike the other item section from this request.
Second.
Alright, any objections? There are no objections, we're going to go ahead and strike that 200, leaves 520, is it already? Yeah, strike the 200, and then it would be 778, for the 250 for connotation of the ECS fees. That being said, move to approve FDL 236-1920.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed, 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining, the motion carries. Free Law Society is up next. They have their law school student panel. Looks like they're requesting $6 in food and drink. That's it.
186.
It looks like we already made cuts to this. They might have had UCS that we got. Yeah, my apologies. 186. PBR 186.
What?
Yeah, that's some hardcore.
It's not, it's really easy to find.
So, just to bring it back real quick to Persian Student Association, Katie Durham is not a student and PFN proof of such.
How do you know?
She found her graduation photos on Flickr. Actually, to be fair, she just typed in Katie Durham and UMBC and it's like the fourth thing. It's the third thing popping, so it's not really that.
It's not, it's public, it's all public information.
I love it.
I
You
can't
just
make
said,
it.
how can I appoint a position as private investigator?
You know, if we need an auditor for finance board, I know I'm going to.
Yeah.
Wait, if you have like the detective type, you really would.
Okay. Bring
Alright,
back.
let's bring it back in track, guys. So once we're done with this one, we'll go back to Persian Student Association. Girl outside, so we had $60 for food. I think we cut ECS and stuff that already.
So there's food and drink.
Alright, move to approve FPL 237-1920.
So,
All in favor? Please raise your hands now. All opposed? 8-4, 0 against. Motion carries. I'd like to move to reintroduce FPL 234-1920, the Persian Student Association.
second.
All right. So yeah, going on, they have the 750 for there, and then the 300 for Kader, who is not a UMBC student, most likely a former who are part of the team coming back. Do you guys feel like we have enough information to vote on it at this time?
So it's been several years.
I'm ready to
The total is under the total amount left.
Wait. Be 1050. Would be for the 300 and the 750.
No, but we already cut, so it's like 1028 or something. So it's just like the,
The contracts?
yeah, cause we
And
cut it,
2171.
just funding at that amount.
I have no objection to funding that amount now that we know what the contract is for. Any other discussion points on this?
And that was cut to be at $33 an event,
Yep, that was a fair paper head cut.
to bring the event to $33 an event.
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and move to approve FPL 234-1920.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed, 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining, the motion carries. Moving on to Pre-Vet Society, this is 333, everyone's favorite number. What does it mean to be a veterinarian? Costing $30 in other items, $40 for food and or dining ware, 100 food and drink, and 30 for competition materials. I'd be curious as to what the $30 in other items are for, but I have no.
Gift for speakers,
Say again?
it's gift for speakers.
Move to strike. Any objections? Alright. That $30 is struck.
Also, are there, did they,
We already struck all the ACSs.
oh,
Yeah, I'll keep this sheet up here, but this is the one that I'm working off in terms of cuts that we've already made. And this is the sheet that I'll be using when I input the numbers into Survey Monkey. So yeah, I've got $40 dining ware, $120 for food and drink, 30 for competition. I have no other issues with the request. You guys okay to vote on it?
Yeah.
Alright. In that case, move to approve FBL 238-1920. All in favor? All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining. The motion carries. Up next is Retriever Poets 239. This is their open mic night, request number 75.
second.
It's also exactly the same as 6776 if you want to vote it on it all together.
Yeah, so it's 75, 67, 76 are all open mic nights. Retriever Poets did meet with Brit for all of these events. Actually, I don't have 2 events in here. Yeah, I've got one occurring on Tuesday, March 24th. And then one on April 21st. So I've got March 24th and April 21st. Which one?
I wonder if 67 is different because 75 and 76 are together, so maybe.
Has a range of dates for the reservation, February 18th and April 19th.
Do we have a ECS application for all 3? Because I don't have 2 ECS things on Brit's spreadsheet.
This from here.
Yeah. Unless, wait, I guess I should check. I don't know. Oh, so they. Wait.
I don't want to see the
The ones in red.
Is this one?
Oh, it's in red.
And then there's,
Alright, so the other 2 are good. Then it's the one with the 18 that wasn't good. So I guess we can just talk about the one with the 18.
Have you done that one yet?
I
Wait,
don't know which one that
no,
was.
well, it says February 18th to April 28th. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, wait, what's
So-
the
March
March
24th.
67? Oh, wait, no. Because it's just, okay, the February 18th one is 67.
And you already approved that one?
No.
Okay.
they're in red.
If they're in red, that means that Brit didn't approve, or they didn't meet, or they don't have documentation. They shouldn't have
And then
documentation.
it's just white. Oh, it's that.
Yes, this is a spreadsheet that Brit shared with us. The ones in red are events that have, I think they're recently booked, but they haven't met before.
So yeah, so there's documentation for 75 and 76, but not for 67, is that what we're saying?
Alright, in that case, for 67, I'd like to strike ECS fees.
Wait, oh yeah, 67.
Second. What?
Second.
Alright, any objections? Any objections, let's throw that out. Dean, would you mind adjusting the legislation tracker to put all of the retriever codes together?
You said 67.
Yeah,
It's weird on the cut sheet too, from just the way it came out, so.
no worries.
February 18th?
Or is this February 18th? April 19th?
I mean, really? Let me see.
All
Yeah,
of them
I
have
think
to
it's
be
fine,
equal.
I think Brit's form is wrong. 'Cause I think Brit's form is wrong.
So we should do
I
that.
think, yeah. The one for 67, it shows it as a recurring event from the 18th through the 28th, which is how it would show if they booked it and did 18, da-da-da. Now, so I think you can fund it.
That's in lower clouds, right?
Yeah, I think you can fund it if you want.
Any objections to bringing it back to 121? No. Okay, yeah, we don't actually have to make any cuts, we are within our range of. We've been, even if so, we'd be over allocating by 7%. And Russian Club formed their not for their event, so we know we're getting at least $5,000 back. And that's just one event that we know. Yeah. I mean, like, I still encourage cuts for things that we think, like, shouldn't deserve funding.
Yeah.
Just know that, you know, if you're worried like cutting to make a balance, to balance the budget, like you don't have to worry about doing that.
There's one over there.
Right.
You got it? What are we going for?
With just a tissue.
Watch out.
I used to go to the
Oh, hell no.
It's not a roach, guys.
It's not a roach.
Listen, if there was a mouse in here, I would be
dead.
out the door.
There was a mouse in our trash.
Hey, you want to tell the story?
Oh, yeah.
I have a video of the trash.
Joshua,
You
what
have
did
a
he do?
video? Why would
With
you?
his hand?
Yes.
Bare hand.
Guys, we can talk about it after. I just want to make a quick motion if you want to just wrap this. I'm fine with that. Considering that all three events are basically requesting the same thing, which is ECS fees 100 for food and drink. Are you okay? Does anyone have any issues with funding this order? All right. With that being said, I'd like to move to approve FBL 239 -1920 through FBL 231 -1920. All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? All right, 8-4-0 against, 1 abstaining for all three. So this is mouse, right? Well, I pull up the next information. You can go ahead and first.
When was this? No.
Number 230.
Yeah. Request number 291.
Yeah, so wait, so 290 to 295 are all the same thing.
I know, just reading.
Yeah, they all, like the wording, was like, it sounded like they were like minutes, but I don't think it is. Huh?
So. We already cut all of their ECS fees, which is why it's in yellow.
Yeah.
So all they're really left requesting is 200 in common vision for all of their events except for their first one, which they're only requesting $100 in common vision. Do you know, just advise you for that, the FDL numbers are now off. On the side.
295.
We went from 239 to 230.
Oh, no, recruiting event. That's true.
Yeah.
They're all-
It wasn't, I know, but I mean, the wording was like, but I don't think it's an actual, I mean, like, concerts just will attract people.
Yeah, I'm less
That's
inclined to
the-
think so because they were requesting like commons fees for like audiovisuals when they were doing performance. I think they were hoping to recruit
Yeah.
members from it, but
That was the
I don't think
primary.
its main goal was
Right.
to
The
recruit.
whole
That's-
time, I was the treasurer for every bit of their
Right.
3 days. They were playing events, they weren't playing, they were actually playing concerts. Their goal was to go and make concerts that the whole campus would come to and, just chill out and stuff. So, I mean, I'm for funding them because they're makes decent, so.
You're not still the treasurer, right?
No.
Alright, just making sure.
So is it only common vision for all of them then? 'Cause I don't see.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
they already struck
It's just
it.
common vision for these strong ECS fees.
So how many events is there?
So this would be approving for 5 events at $200 in common vision and 1 event at $100 in common vision.
5 at 200,
So RMS event number 1 is requesting $100 in common vision, the rest are requesting 200. I don't have any issues with the request. Are you guys okay moving to a vote, or would you rather have discussion? All right, are you okay with doing a group voting block for this one? Considering that all the events are the same. All right. With that being said, move to approve FBL 242-1920 through 247-1920.
Second.
Anyone like to register an abstention at this time? All right, all in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? I was like, oh. 8-4-0 against, 1 abstaining, the motion is carried. Up next is the Society of Asian Science and Engineers, this is FBBR 124. their technical workshop. They're requesting $120 for food and drink.
They said they were gonna get like common room things, but then they didn't request any money for it. But I don't know if they're gonna use their like own funds.
Yeah, they might be using carryover funds or they're buying big copies. We cut ECSCs from them. Brandon's acceptance. Oh, Brandon's face was
The ECS fees were cut from this already?
ECS fees were cut. Don't worry, Scott. I promised you we'd do the back end work. Are you guys okay with voting on this, or would you rather have discussions first?
I
Michael, go ahead.
would like to discuss it.
Discuss it? All right. Is there a second? All right, we're in discussion.
Okay, I'm just curious about the $140 for the purpose of event materials, including refreshments, food, and other expenditures and processing.
Wait, that is their,
I've got
Carry
120.
Oh, it says
Yeah.
carryover. I take it back then, let's go for
Move to have discussion.
it. Second.
All in favor? All opposed? All right, motion carries. Is everyone okay with voting on this at this time? All right, in that case, move to approve FPL 248-1920. Anyone want to register abstention? All right, all in favor? All opposed? All set?
Hold on.
In favor? All right, 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining. I can't actually hear both of you, which is why I'm gonna get the. Up next is South Asian Student Society. This is FBR 256. This is their salsa banquet. They have ECS fees, $650 in contracts, decorations, food and drink, and common vision materials. They did meet with Brit, so they're good at that. It says she can't find the event planning form, but 25 lives updates, but she has.
Yeah, let me look.
One, 256.
I have the event planning form.
156.
150.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So 650 for a contract, is that what they asked for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dean, there should be a PVR 156 in the track.
Changed.
Beautiful.
Only made one.
I have all of the fees if you want me to run through them. Basically. So they have $335 for setup,
Check.
$560 for AV,
Check.
$700 for security.
Yep.
$502 for housekeeping,
Check.
$495 for ticket staff,
Check.
and then also on this sheet they have documentation for $650 for contracts.
Yep.
And then they had also asked, they had put in $34.20 for food.
I believe that's what they had.
That's right.
Yeah, 34 trying for food.
And that is at the $12 per head?
Yes. They're expecting 285 people, so their max is 3,000. All right. Are you guys ready to vote on this one, or do you need more time?
Yes, it is.
All right. Hearing no objections. Move to approve FBL 249-1920. Anyone want to register abstention?
Wait,
Are they
Wait.
charging?
Oh, are they charging students?
Are they
They're
what?
charging non-UMBC students $10 per ticket, with 8 going to them, 2 going to
Oh.
moms.
Cool. Good question. All right. Is there a second? Or we already did abstentions. All in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed? 8-4, 0 against. The motion carries. Up next is Splash UMBC. This is FBR 133. They have ECS fees, along with food and drink, convision, and Skyware. Let me see if I can. have anything from last year for ECSVs. What did they have?
I think they did upload something.
Well, yeah.
I'm not sure.
They have to upload something, otherwise Tori would come.
It's not there, it's not, is there an error, or it says an error here?
Let's ask them.
There's not an event for basic.
Wait, it says April 20th, 2019.
This
Oh,
is
this
last
is old,
year.
this is an old.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
So strike these
Oh,
events.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and strike ECSVs.
Like again, like UMBC is not.
Besides that, I have no issues with the request.
More specifically.
I think you do.
I mean, the food gets me every time. I always have this conflicting emotion about it. Just clarity wise.
They're expecting 100 people.
No, it's not that. I was just looking at, so we charge our students $10 to afford food for our non-UMBC students.
Isn't that the second time we've seen that exact wording?
No,
Yeah, that's what we're discussing with it.
It says non-UMBC students.
Right, they charge $10, students $10 to afford food for their
No, because they're teaching people, so they're referring to it.
Yeah,
Like,
remember?
Some of that was just badly worded.
Yeah, fine.
Because this event is for students, like kids. They organize an event for kids.
Any other discussion points? Alright, in that case, move to approve FPL 250-1920. Any abstentions? All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed, 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Up next is Students Helping Honduras, FPL 235. This is for their talent show. I believe we zeroed out ECSVs for them because they didn't have anything in there. Requesting $150 for decorations, $20 for dining wear, $300 for food and drink, and $150 for accommodation materials. This is 235. Survey monkey down.
That'd be one hell of a, not like
Don't
That's how
speak
both
those
you-
things
Both
into
of you like
the
lean
universe.
back like, oh god, it's not
Like,
working.
oh,
And at the same
sorry.
time you both snap forward like, oh, it's back again.
I even still not loading.
Don't, but why don't you get on?
There it is.
The other day that you wanted to.
It's because we're all on it.
Everything else should be faster though.
Candace doesn't, we're putting this for 520, right?
Yeah, 620.
620.
Yeah. ECSV is struck and I have no issues with the request at this time. Oh yeah, it's got on the cut sheet, all the ones in red. Essentially, like since we also had them, I'm gonna head into this house afterwards and put in that the record fence like 0.8 against and then also 0 out of these. That's why we're not voting on that, just because I'll be putting any votes for you guys, but we all know it's not fun for them. They're just gonna have a 0 vote.
What sheet are we on right now? So I can like follow along.
This is the sheet.
But you have one where like it's grouped in one.
Oh, that's the
Wait,
legislation
this?
tracker.
Oh, that's legislation tracker. Dean was gracious enough to put in all the information in the tracker prior. We'll eventually change all these names to the proper versions of it, which will be, in this situation, the approval of the Students Helping Honduras and UMBC's spring 2020 on-campus budget, comma, FUER 235. But for now, this is just what we did. That way we could keep it all tracked. Is everyone okay with voting on this request at this time? Hearing no objections, move to approve FBL 251-1920. All in favor? All opposed? 7-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining, 1 not present. The motion carries. Up next is AIAA. This is one that we had contentious debate on. I'd like to bring that back up. For the funding for pizza prototyping, the Hobby Rocket prototyping, and the Space for America Cup rocket building.
It's basically bombarding a survey with the requests.
These are numbers 274, 302, and 304. That's one that we were debating on heavily for this in terms of should we fund or not. I'm not taking your time. Since we did talk about this prior, I was wondering if you guys had like immediate discussion points you wanted to bring up for it or not. 274 and 302. This is one we're sure about. Special rockets being launched on campus. The fact that the second one seems to be a competition, similar to SAE Boston.
Me? It's just telling me to pay attention to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, make sure we don't make a mistake. Courtney, you can
Man, you might want to watch the two.
we'll come running to you.
Let's focus on the task at hand. Thank you.
Alright, what number is it?
274.
Scott, you are on the sheet now. I told you. I gave you the big stack and you lost all abilities.
Thank you.
There you go, Scott. It's a dead marker, but my point still stands.
That's so nice.
It's like it's not legible at all.
It's gonna suck erasing it. Watch this. How many things have you?
Yeah, is it, so if I touch it, it'll.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
But don't do it, Courtney.
I
Don't you write
really,
on it
really
though?
want
I have to do it.
That's really weird.
Yes,
You did.
Well,
I knew that.
it's
What are you
easier.
We're just like, oh my god.
Did we contact this owner? I feel like we were. Wait, who's there? Is that?
Yeah, we've done this hard.
Yeah, wait, we're not here.
What?
We talked about it last Friday.
We talked about it.
We had a long debate about it.
Because it's like,
AA was a point that we brought up on all 3 times. It was one of the things before we had requests to take
Oh,
down.
at least you're there.
because it looks like they're going to a competition.
Yeah. You guys are good moving into discussion on this. Yeah, I think remember issue I had we cut them down from 33 per head, so they're already limited for a lot of things. I think my main issue is with the Spaceport American Cup rocket building, even though it's similar, it's like still an off-campus competition. So if we wanted to fund it, would just be at these levels, but they're I think a lot lower than what they originally requested. Yeah, they originally requested like 2,000, 1,500, 2,500 for supplies.
Well, 274 is not. 274 isn't, so they're just prototyping it. So there's a national organization, the AIAA, and some of them, you have the option to pay, so they're not limited on
If
here.
you're paid to be a member of the national chapter, it's not required.
It's not required, so.
Sorry, if they're limited funding, I'll let you know, guys know.
So what is the discussion?
Do we want to fund it?
We funded when it's over the summer.
I'm not against funding, I just more against the food aspect. I don't understand what food really brings to this thing. So I would strike, but everything else is strike.
What are the supplies for?
Rockets.
Like rocket kits.
So the supply requests were originally much higher. Instead of 1,450, it was originally 2,000. Instead of the 2,240, it was 1,500, and the final 240 was originally 2,500. So we already cut these requests down to match $33 per head, and they were very significant cuts.
Did you already clear out the food number?
Yeah, we did. We voted to strike food last meeting.
Yeah, we've already struck it.
Struck in? Okay.
So this would be, for the first one, the pizza and prototyping event, unfortunately, no. We funded for $200 for common vision and the rest for supplies.
Yes.
And the rest is just 240.
Pizza and prototyping, spaceport, America Cup Rugby.
So we did strike that, so we could. All right, let's just focus. So for pizza and prototyping, we can fund the 1450 plus the 200 common vision. For the next two events, it's 240 here. We can fund up to 660 though, because we did cut food from them. There, it's 20 people for these two.
So you're saying that we bring it up from 240 to 660?
Yeah, that's the max that we could fund.
Okay.
So you want to increase them less?
Yeah.
In 302?
Yeah, 302 and 304. And again, we can change it. We can still decide on whether or not we decide to fund for that in general. But 240 right now is an arbitrary number, and I would not rather have that when I'm writing directions.
Why is it, what event it has 20 people? 302?
302 and 304.
Okay, but 274 is
50 people.
Yeah, okay.
Are you upping both of them to 660?
Yes. Because 240 is just some random arbitrary number that came from,
Okay.
and I'd like to avoid having those. Because why do you use 240?
I said they're all maxed out.
Yeah, they're all maxed out. They're all at the max that we could fund them for.
Beautiful.
And like,
Let's vote on them as a group. For off-campus, since you said you would consider this to be an off-campus event.
Yeah, but Scott brings up a good point that we did do this with Baja when they messed up in terms of where to put it. Their penalty for putting it on campus that they're now subject to $33 per head. So instead of $2,500, they're getting $660. I think that's sufficient enough. If that makes sense. But what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, technically the greatest penalty here would actually be to consider them on campus because we pay per person.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you just.
We would borrow because we had met with them prior. They explained that it was basically there. They put it off campus because they assumed that it was being printed off campus. The board voted to move it there. If you guys want, we could vote to move these two events into the off-campus pots. But we already allocated funding for all the off-campus pots, so I'd rather not. But it is the decision of this board to do so. So, is any discussion? Like to move previous question? All in favor? All opposed? Alright. Okay, let me go ahead and put this up here. Are you okay with voting on all three of these as a block? Yeah, all.
I mean, if we all can, we can decide if they're
Right. You know what, we'll do it individually, it's only three. Move to approve FPL 252-1920.
second.
Yes, Scott?
Oh, you're voting.
Any abstentions? Alright, all in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Move to approve FPL 253 and FPL 254-1920.
Wait, 253? We just 270, but now it's 302 and 304. Right?
No,
it's not
It's the FPL numbers.
Oh, yeah, you.
Move to approve FPL 253 and 254-1920.
Second.
See?
Oh, it was. Sorry.
Oh, guys, please. All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining. These motions carry. We're almost at the end, guys. Stick with me here. Dean, you can get rid of WMBC. Up next is Anime Society. They've got their 24 hours of anime event and RetrieverCon. For RetrieverCon, we cut some stuff to make it fit within the $250 per head. We made those kinds of contracts. 24 hours of anime, I believe
They were. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Their ECS fee thing was confusing me because it was like they just showed us a bunch of like correspondence between them and Britt. I think there was like a mix up on someone.
Yeah, they came in.
I don't know. So I don't know, do we accept it or do we not?
I have it on Britt's sheet. So in Basecamp, it is there.
It's
So
been a
this
month,
is,
but like, they came into like on the 18th about how there has been like this communication and or I guess check what you have first.
yeah. Courtney, are you able to check Basecamp for Britt's numbers?
Let me see if I can get it.
This is Friday, May 8th. So Britt has it listed here as a legitimate event at $504 approved from what it looks like here. Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. I've got $504 for audiovisual services.
Wait, it's just $50.
50 for audio visual, 180 for security.
That's not what I got.
I know that's what we're saying, like they had
And
Oh,
yeah,
miscommunication, so we said like that we would take the numbers from,
Rich sheet,
yeah,
What was the name of it?
24 hours a day. I have it.
They
I have
had
the invoice
that
up on the board.
with Britt
Okay, so you
before
don't
the
Yeah, I think we're
deadline.
good. I think this is good enough, right?
But then like because of the miscommunication with the numbers, but they didn't have like the
Is that
proper
the
number on the budget for it. So they were like,
I
well, you
really
have it with Britt,
Yeah.
so.
ECS
read.
messed
Oh, I
it up.
can't read that in my classes.
Well,
They did, no, they said they did not input the correct value of the invoice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you, that
Okay,
is,
good.
wow,
I did so
so
much
much
better. I
better.
did probably type all the conversation into the thing. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not
they
gonna-
So, since they did meet with Britt on time, and we apparently made a promise,
We
Well,
made a promise.
It's fine, let's use that.
so we told them that we'd go off of Britt's numbers because they said that they did meet with Britt, they just inputted numbers wrong. Is everyone okay with funding the 24 hours of anime at the levels that Britt has on her sheet, as opposed to the ones that they put in? They did come to us on the 18th before the budget deadline, saying they'd already met with Britt, and these were the circumstances. They just, once they submitted an application, they don't get access to it anymore.
Wait, but in that, it makes it seem like they're saying that they put the numbers right and they put the wrong numbers. How is that possible? Like, it says, I made the existence of this deal clear when communicating with ECS, but they did not input the correct value into the invoice. We will get this resolved later. And they told us like,
Yeah.
doesn't that make it sound like they're right and that was wrong?
Right, because my question is, they were required to have security due to the length of the event. So,
What event is it?
24 hours of anime.
I have it in, that Britt sent over, but I don't know what's in Basecamp.
Do you want me to get you something from class?
What day is it
Oh,
on?
so
This is just a guess, right?
This is March 8th, May 8th, May 8th. That's, what is your?
So it's super fun.
Yeah, it's not in base camp. So I can't.
And they have like
They have an
literally
invoice.
Do they have, like,
screenshots of all their
previous
emails if you want like
It's the previous
I'm not
years,
worried.
and that's what they said.
a lot of information.
That's what
I just don't know how to.
So, does anyone have any objections to going off of what Britt has on her sheet? This is the current invoice, the date was placed, the invoice date is current.
Let's do that. If it's wrong, we can increase the Haas.
Well, I don't think it's, not that it's wrong, I guess some of the funding would pull back if like whatever. I don't know what like agreement they, like whatever.
Well, this is the sheet that Britt sent us regarding
This
24 hours.
24 hours of anime is from last year.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but I have 24 hours of anime invoice on here for 504.
Where's that one from?
This is
That's
from the
from
email
Britt?
that Britt sent us.
It's 504.
But
Yeah.
what is their thing say, Ilsa? They said
I think, so they have like in other information, they have a whole section. We have had communications errors with ECS with this event, and so the invoice is erroneous. We will need a student marshal for 9 hours, $180, and the AV fees will be $50. We have a special deal with AV services for our events and have had this deal for a long time, and we have been running this event for a long time. I made the existence of this deal clear when communicating with ECS, but they did not input the correct value into the invoice. We will get this resolved later. We have attached an invoice from a previous iteration of this event, although for some reason the numbers on that invoice are not completely correct either. We also have attached our communication with ECS about this event.
Let me see this.
So I think they're genuinely asking for $180.50, and so it wouldn't make sense for us to fund them at $500.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
How do you
no,
make a
just,
deal with them?
I mean, MMA Club since it's on its campus for about 30 years, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a deal for 24 hours.
Yeah, because otherwise,
Because it's a recurring event that happens twice a
Yeah,
semester,
just
once a
fund them
semester,
out.
so it's happened, what, 60 times?
yeah, I would just fund them at what they requested.
They took the time to like explain that too. Not everyone does that.
Alright, with that being said, any other discussion points?
What's the shake?
If not, move to approve FPL 255-1920.
Second.
All in favor?
oh, that was that.
All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Up next is Anime Society's Retriever Con. We already made cuts to their contracts, they fit under $32 per head. They have ECS fees and contracts, food and drink, and competition materials. That's one of their bigger events. This is request number 54 in survey.
Does anybody want anything to drink? Coke, Sprite, Diet Coke.
I'll take Sprite.
2 Cokes,
Gotta
1
be a
Sprite.
little warm.
I think Sprite too.
You want Sprite too? You want 2 Cokes, 2 Sprites? They're gonna be warm. Okay, great.
It's gonna be warm. She would tell end. What? Y'all got a fridge. I was just gonna spray it.
Any discussion points regarding Retriever Con? Anyone need more time to look at the request?
Did they where's, they, what was cut from this?
$32 per head becomes the contract section. Yeah, their original request for the contract was 500, and we cut them down to 265.
What's the current? I just need this.
I'll leave that there.
This is the current ECS.
Yeah.
Looks good.
So strong.
Waiting the third.
Should you guys say you're still looking through it?
I think that looks fine.
Should I cut it down?
Oh, no, that never mind, they did say what it was.
Alright, any other discussion points regarding?
No.
Alright, in that case, move to approve FPL 256-1920.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Elsa, Elise?
Yeah, sorry, you can.
Yeah. They just put it up next to you. Alright, 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Up next is Black Lives Matter. This is number 61 in Survey Monkey. This is a movie night. They have audio visual, and that's it.
Literally, he's rolling his computer. Doing one thing. Do not touch electronic magnets on computers. Yo,
Wait, is it?
it's so bad. It's just went to sleep, but it probably short circuit.
Magnets are that powerful?
It's a circuit. It's like electromagnetic waves going through the computer. This pulls electric charge. It basically short circuited it when the power went on.
Alright,
You tried to
so you guys check that. So we are on Black Lives Matter, which is request number 61. They have a movie night. They're only requesting 42 in AV fees, but I don't have anything from Bridge.
Which one?
Request number 61. It's the movie night for Black Lives Matter.
No.
Yeah, just completely strike the event. It's like.
Wait, they have, but it's just a resource price guide. It's not
It's not a,
actual, yeah.
Any objections to striking the event? Alright, all in favor of striking the event, please raise your hands now. All opposed? Alright, striking it out. So just mark this down as a failure at 0810 for the tracker. Up next is Humans vs. Zombies Club. This is FBR, oh no, Game Developers Club, my bad. 309. They have a digital entertainment conference. We cut them down on food, which is why they're yellow. Requesting $420 for food, $200 for Common Vision, $10 for setup on ECS, and $95 for AV. I have them on grid sheet, so their ECS should check out. It's April 18th.
Wait, so they're expecting 35 people on their ask.
Wait, so they did meet?
Wait,
No, can you check the numbers because our inventory form's different than,
What's your invoice number?
it's an old
What event is
event
it?
plan.
This is the Digital Entertainment Conference. I have that on Rick's spreadsheet as occurring on Saturday, April.
oh, we already cut them.
Okay, so here's what I have for them. From their event plan. Which was updated on the 14th of October. $10 for setup,
Yes,
$95 for AV.
No, I'm not talking
that's it.
That's it.
Yep. Alright, in that case, I have no objection with funding this request. Any discussion points or further, you guys are good with voting? Alright, in that case, move to approve FBL 258-1920. All in favor? All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Up next is Humans vs. Zombies Club, this is request 262. Week-long pre-party, they're requesting 15 in dining wear and 150 food to drink.
A week long. It's like, it's not 3 days.
I have no issues with this request.
She's not a part.
What? Everyone okay with voting on it? Does anyone need more time?
1 second.
Alright. Alright, Elise? Your question?
Well, she just asked.
So, yeah, I have no issues with this request. Everyone okay with voting on it? Alright, move to approve FBL 259-1920. All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Our next, League of Legends Club. They, looks like they have 3 LAN parties.
What are
Thank you, Elise. They used to do it without the computers and connect cables. Play together.
So first request is 200 for food and drink. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and move to strike Common Vision down to 250 for our requests for our budget share statutes.
Wait, what other suppliers? Oh, wait, I want
So
Why is that for 209?
the first request is 200 for food and drink, 250 for common vision. Second request is 100 for supplies, 250 for common vision. Third request is 100 for supplies and 300 for food and drink, and 250 for common vision.
We already cut our housekeeping. I was about to say that.
What?
Did we already cut ECS?
Yeah. ECS has been cut from all of these.
Wait, what else is that for 209?
So I know one of
But
these
they're all
events have giveaways. Have you really cut that?
What?
One of the events has giveaways.
Right.
No. Would that be under supplies?
No, it's 221.
The first one is
Why are
legal
you-
and
what's- Oh, sorry.
LOL Spring Finals, something.
Yeah, I have $100. I have $100 for supplies.
Alright, I don't have any data scissors I can use.
I have some in my office.
Access most, software, type scissors.
What happened to this?
Not if they were advertising, like, student council.
They didn't have documentation study this time.
Yes, they're struck.
And then, so now the question on the table is around about the second event in the list, correct?
The
The third event?
Because it looks like
Third,
the
but like,
supplies.
I'll go over the other two just to make sure that.
218 also says they're giving, they have giveaways. There's no spot up there for it.
We're doing multiple numbers.
So,
They put it in supplies if I remember correctly.
well, their supplies is 0.
For
218.
Yeah, but 209 and 221 have supplies.
Right, so I was wondering,
221 has $100.
giveaways
for
being
supplies.
bundled into common vision.
I doubt that with multiple numbers. I don't, I mean, if they make giveaways like competition, that's their right to do so, but I don't think competition sells stuff that would be considered as correct.
As long as we have like.
And they would have to reallocate it to get it past the CCS. They need a form.
They'll be.
I don't know why they
Same.
sign off.
They'll be put.
Thoughts?
So. For 221, you said we haven't cut like supplies? Or?
No, the only cuts we've made to this are ECS.
Yeah, so I would like move to strike supplies under 221.
221, there's a motion to strike supplies from request 221, which is the League of Legends Spring Finals. Any objections?
Yes, why?
Because of requesting from members.
So then the same thing would go for 209? 209? Oh, is that not S-Sports? E-Sports. If they voted together.
Sports.
Sports.
Should I go to hospital?
Sports. It's in the piece, but it's not.
We'll go ahead and motion.
No,
With the end.
no, so, yeah, we get to the discussion.
With the
Move previous question.
second.
All in favor?
Cutting the sports.
All opposed? Alright, that brings us to the vote of cutting the $100, so striking $100 in supplies for the League of Legends Spring Finals. Are they all in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed? Alright, we're striking that. And there was a motion to strike the $100 from the request 209, is that correct? Alright, are there any objections to striking that one as well? Hearing no objections, the amount is strucken.
Stricken?
Strucken.
Turducken? What? Like that?
It's strucken.
Stricken.
Strucken is the old English version that
Tell that to Justin.
Justin
Turducken.
used.
And chicken and, so you have a chicken? The chicken's inside
Alright.
the duck.
Um,
Inside, yes. And
Are
then
there any
the
objections to
chicken.
voting on this as a block?
218 has no supplies, right? 218 has no like money.
No, it didn't have any supplies listed.
Is it,
Yes, Scott?
are we voting on the?
Yeah, I was gonna, are there any objections to voting for these three as a block? Because we looked at all three.
No objection.
Alright, with that being said, move to approve FBL 260-1920 through 262-1920.
Second.
Alright, any abstentions? Alright, all in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed, 8 for, 0 against, the motion is carried. Up next is Smash Bros Club, this is,
Can I just ask a
207.
Question,
But yes, Ken.
which requests had supplies stricken?
209 is 221.
209 and 220, great, thank you.
She's gonna emphasize stricken now. Justin, you're gonna have to accept it.
No, the English is.
Alright, Smash Bros Club, this is request number 207. They have their Smash Regional Tournament, they're requesting $200 in other items, along with $150 in common vision materials and $50 in the rentals. We talked about this last Friday, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but what was there? Oh.
Yeah, it was rented for tables. Yeah.
But they weren't going through ECN.
No, they weren't going to discuss
Or
it. They indicated they were renting for tables, so we gave them the benefit of the doubt.
I don't think you can rent a table. I'm pretty sure you can.
Where'd you rent tables?
But I think the other point was even if they are going through ECS. Yeah.
So,
They just,
Not
they,
going to like because no, it's just for
yeah. I think we were, because it's not really a booking room, it's just saying like, hey, we need tables on this day. Like there was more of a lax appointment there.
Also, how can they, I don't think you can you reserve the first floor of the house?
These are classrooms there.
The first floor.
I think the other items are the other items the tables and then the rental is something else.
Not rentals for tables. Can you guys go open up the request? It's 207.
Yeah, because it says those are two different rentals and.
Well, they just say they're gonna rent tables from someone else. I don't think. Don't you have to book out on the speed?
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, they said the first floor, I don't know.
Well,
I guess they mean classroom.
They probably made both classrooms on the first floor.
oh, it's just for
Check
the
out both
lobby.
those.
Those might not have been made available yet.
They said they're.
Well, it wouldn't cost anything to book them either.
Yeah. Well, you can't book, I don't tell the registrar.
No, they were letting people book classrooms.
Yeah. For ILSP, they should be fine.
They were letting people book classrooms and then they just have to move them, they'll move them.
So they listed also the lobby as part of one of their stage and ground areas. I mean, well, technically you can't book a lobby, we just ask them for location of their event. If they have those two classrooms, I just mentioned, they're talking about the stage trays in between. They're set up desk out there for, like, your pre-registering before you go in.
Wait, you found out about the tables because you contacted them, right? Yeah. So wait, did you ask them about the other items or the rentals? Because then, or if you're renting tables, then it's one of the other items.
how
Is there distinct?
Sorry.
was helping to buy pies
Sorry,
for
Justin,
the.
you're still young and sweet.
Yeah.
Wait, what, for the other items?
Yeah.
Okay, so then move to strike other items.
There's a motion to
There's
strike.
one I get prizes.
Oh.
There's a motion to strike the other item section.
Second.
Alright, any objections? If no objections, the motion is passed. Then we're gonna strike the $200 for other items.
Wait,
What is the rentals
for tables.
Move to strike that as well.
We just talked about it.
What do you mean?
Scott.
I just mentioned that it was for tables.
Yeah, they mentioned that $50 was renting tables.
Move to strike that.
Why?
Because they're not going through ECS.
Candace, do we know if they have to go through ECS to get tables?
They don't,
So would they feel like, so for this event, they would,
but there, I mean, there's, it's to their, I mean, it's gonna be cheaper to go through ECS.
so if they wanted to go through this, they had to.
Would they have had to meet with Brent?
I don't, did they provide you any documentation for their rentals?
No, I'm just trying to, they couldn't get a meeting with Brit probably, so they found tables somewhere else.
Yeah, but it
Well,
sounds like they're
but
about to
did
do
they
that.
provide you any documentation for that?
No. I don't,
What, do they have to provide us documentation?
They don't have to do anything.
I mean, no, but
Because like
But it's-
contracts, they don't provide us any documentation.
Right, but we struck contracts that didn't have any documentation or
At least
Well,
the
it's
name.
application for cost. Like, we don't know if the DJ is actually charging.
Yeah,
But like
rent
you're
this
saying
space.
they didn't give us like a name of the company they're renting from, which I guess is the same thing as like.
Costs up there. So I mean, like, we don't ask for like what decoration, like, we'll ask like what are you buying for decoration, we don't ask for like direct cost of that. But I personally would prefer to have slightly more information. But I mean, if you guys want to vote to keep it in, like, you're safe to do so, it's not against any rules, to my knowledge.
What did you say? Oh, or Hilson, I'm so. The $200 was giveaways.
Oh, that was because on contact, yeah, they do contact. That's how we found out about the tables too. And they said they were hoping to buy prizes.
That's the other items, the $200.
Yes. That's why they moved to strike. Moved to struck.
It has been struck. I looked it up. Strucken is not it.
Any other discussion points regarding?
No, we Googled it.
Is everyone okay with? Oh, go ahead.
Are we moving on Scott's plan to
Strike.
You strike.
Strike.
And if you,
strike rentals?
all right, yes, there's a motion to strike rentals. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? 5-4, 3 against. We'll be striking the $50 for rentals. All right, any other discussion points regarding this event? Yeah, we left them with 150. In that case, move to approve FPL 263-1920.
Second.
All in favor? You got it. All opposed? All right, Elsa, what's your vote?
In favor.
In favor? All right, 7-4, 1 against, 1 abstaining. Motion carries. Up next is the stilettos. Request number 34, this is their stilettos concert. It looks like they are confirmed with ECS, so they should be good on that front. We're 520 in AV, security is 150, should be good. They're also requesting just the $200 competition. I have no issues with this request if you guys don't.
I don't.
Everyone okay with voting on this right now?
Wait 1 sec now.
Frank, we're ready. All right. Move to approve FBL 264-1920.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? 8-4, 0 against. The motion carries. Up next, UNICEF Club. They have request number 59 and 325. We'll start with 59, which is their fashion show. No ECS fees. Looks like they're requesting $38.15 for dining wear and $4.70 for food and drink. They're expecting to have 7 people show up. Everyone good with voting on this right now, or does anyone need more time? All right.
Right, so UNICEF emailed me, like, any clubs there about not being able to meet with bread. I told them that they could submit ECS fees, however the board was preferred if they had met with bread. So I guess they decided to pay with club carryover for ECS fees, so
For the fashion show, the formal.
all of them, they didn't even for any fees, so.
All right. Move to strike UNICEF formal? Is that the case?
Hold on.
Wait, I haven't.
Hold on.
We were on fashion.
Hold on. Let me check that one.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because maybe I might be wrong about that.
Maybe they were able to. Because they have to strike it themselves. Yeah.
I don't see anything from that on the bridge sheet.
They like. Oh wait, no, that's just
There's no
food.
That's what I was unfortunately. Yeah, right. Okay.
Also, they uploaded documentation for food, but then didn't request it.
Yeah.
Wait, their total.
They have like $1,300 for food, didn't request it.
Alright, just focusing on the fashion show for right now. They're requesting dining wear and food and drinks. They don't have any objections with that. The
No.
use of fashion show. Alright, whoa, Mullins. Move to approve FBL 265-1920. All in favor? All opposed? 8 for, 0 against, the motion carries. Now let's take a look at the UNICEF form. So, gonna go ahead and strike ECS fees. They do not move for it. Any objections? Alright. Which leaves them with a request for $200 for common vision, and that's it.
I mean, should we just like take more food?
They didn't,
We have
they
to.
didn't submit for it.
Maybe they just want us to know.
Huh?
Maybe they just want us to know that they're getting the Wi-Fi.
Literally common vision. I mean, I can attach documentation for food, but it should have been.
What if they thought that making that was then sufficient?
I think it's 200 with 120 UMBC students.
The official discussion points on this, if they put in documentation for food, they're not requesting it, so it's not our purview.
Correct.
With that being said, it's just a request for $100 for common vision. I'd like to go ahead and move to approve FBL 266-1920. If you have an objection, say it now before someone seconds.
In seconds, you can vote.
Wait, so
Or
didn't
done.
we like, it's, the only thing there is common vision?
Yeah.
But like, for NPC, didn't we just vote on the entire?
Well, so I think there was a motion and then it died on the floor. So Liam has motioned, and if no one seconds it, the legislation dies.
I think the reason why I did for MTC was because it was assumed that it'd be difficult to make up for a $10,000 event being cut versus this, which I believe will cut around 400. And according to Michael, they do have funding here. But again, that's your decision. So just to reiterate, so yeah, move to approve FBL 266-1920.
Second.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed? 7 for, 1 against, 1 abstaining. The motion carries. Up next is the United Christians Council. This is request number 227.
Can you make sure to write in the justification for UNICEF, just a note about we saw food, we didn't consider it due to the fact it wasn't actually included in the budget sheet, because I might forget that, and I guarantee you I'm gonna have.
Okay. Maybe we should have done it for some of those.
I'm gonna be
What are you
writing
talking about?
personal
No, because there are some clubs, I guess a couple of them, where they like said like, oh, we're gonna make flyers, like get flyers or quarter cards, but then like they wouldn't have requested anything for conversation, and it's just like.
I mean, because we were like, maybe they're just getting good.
Yeah.
But yes.
United Christian Council, they have a National Day of Prayer. They've got $20 for decorations, $100 for food and drink, and $50 for common vision. Thoughts? Everyone okay with voting on this request at this time? Does anyone need more time? More time or ready to vote? I can't read your mind, guys.
Ready.
Everyone's ready to vote? Okay. Move to approve FBL 267-1920.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? 0 against, 1 abstaining, the motion carries. Up next is Vietnamese Student Association, request number 143. We went ahead and cut all ECS fees because they did not meet with BRIC, which leaves for a total of $200 in common admission fees, or common admission requests. Any discussion regarding this organization? Alright. In that case, move to approve FBL 268-1920.
Again.
All in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed?
This is for BSA?
Yeah. Zane, please pay attention and raise your hands so that I can see it. Sorry, they're telling me afterwards. 7-4, 1 against, 1 abstaining. The motion carries.
Wait, I thought you had just or against.
I was were you against? My
They're only-
apologies.
they're only-
6-4, 2 against.
They're only being funded for common vision.
That is
correct?
correct. I think we're gonna be mad at this.
It's like, I think it feels like, was it MTC?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, because how much was cut from this?
$2,175.
Yeah.
But it's not because of us, it's just.
I mean, so it feels weird to just approve for $200 when you know they're not gonna be able to have this. Like, it feels like, I'm hungry, here's your green fries, thanks. That really helps. Like, little baby kid.
Well, I'm curious about how much money we're gonna roll back. If that accounts super juicy and
Super juicy, what? Oh, but I mean, you already passed legislation on this event.
that's true, we can't
You can't do it again, right?
So our budgetary statutes prevent us from funding quote unquote partial legislation, except in extreme circumstances, I believe it said in there. I think that was like an super extreme exception, but the basic majority of that was like, you can't fund partially for one event, so you can't be like, we'll give you $200 for decorations now, and then come back in 3 weeks and we'll give you your $300 for food. We can't do that.
so it'll be better for us to strike these clubs and then possibly reconsider at a later date. I mean,
That would be if this was coming to consider, but we already did a vote, so unless someone wants to motion to reconsider.
move to reconsider.
All in favor of reconsidering the vote, please raise your hand now. All opposed? Alright, we're gonna move into reconsideration of this vote. That's gonna open up and start with a mandatory discussion period. So, Michael, since you moved to reconsider, the discussion point starts with you.
So, I like to reference Candace's grain of rice for growth on the person.
Be like, let's do chip.
Right, so it would be intrinsically wrong if we were just giving them $200 for common vision and they're starving for it. No, that's not true. But I think that it should be reconsidered later for possible funding for this event and possibly through other methods. So I would like to strike this so they will be able to reconsider at a later date.
Ryan, go ahead.
We only have like less than 8 left, but just for like future processes sake, what sort of monetary value or percentage of a cut do you think is sufficient to cut the event altogether? I'm asking like the board.
That's a discretion of this board, and that's also a decision point fallacy. So it'll be difficult to give you a proper numerical answer. I believe it's what the board deems to be an overwhelming amount. So could or feasibly run this event without the finance board's funding? Personally, I think a good measure is around $1,000. If we're cutting about $1,000 from their ECS and they only have like nothing could they reasonably raise that $1,000 in a short amount of time? My cutoff would probably be closer to 2,000, but I think 1,000 might be a decent number to start out with. If reconsidering clubs that weren't able to be with prison that this board does decide to do, then this would be the only option for that to happen. Would have to be to vote no for this organization. Other discussion points?
Yeah, it would be like kind of also unfair to NBC for us to just like like if this were common, I feel like and not theirs when it's like a similar situation.
Discussion points? Anything else? All right, I'd like to move previous question. All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? All right, we're gonna move into a second vote on the previous student association. I'd like to move to approve FBL 268-1920. Hearing no seconds, the motion dies on the floor. Up next is We Believe You. They've got 7 events. So they have a movie night, yoga, meditation, self-care, survivorship garden, denim day, consent event, chocolate walk, and survivals panel. They're requesting various amounts for each of them, so I prefer to look at them one at a time if you guys don't mind. Starting off with movie night, they're requesting $30 for food and drink and $15 for common vision materials and $5 for dining.
I don't think there's an issue with this event. Although they did upload a document supporting ECSVs of sort of our like application. They upload the application to the document supporting ECSVs.
Oh, the old version.
I don't know what it is.
Is it an Excel sheet with a bunch of highlighted lines?
It's,
What it is looking right now.
Oh,
yeah,
They didn't
Oh
request
my,
it.
they downloaded their application and then uploaded their application.
Download a completed application to upload to attach to their completed.
So do they exist in base camp?
What did,
they're not
They're not
required.
Oh, they're not
Yes.
requesting.
yeah, I was writing it.
Yeah.
This might have been one of those wars where before we had the issues there where you had to submit something in that box. Yeah, so they submitted their application. We'd love to see it. All right, any other discussion points regarding that? All right, in that case, move to approve FBL 269-1920. Any abstentions? All right, all in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed, 8-4, 0 against. Moving on, the yoga and meditation self-care event, looking at requesting $35 in supplies, $5 for food and drink, and $15 for common vision materials.
they're requesting money for wear diffuser.
And water bottle.
I mean, you could get a disposable one.
Yeah.
They're very
Maybe credit, yeah.
It's not
So-
a big
I'll
issue.
show you the tables.
It's not
Takes
like
away.
something that I would see like you know, the tag for shoes and tag it for like
Are there any discussion points regarding this? Michael, go ahead.
They did say they were doing giveaways, but I'm not sure where that would be. They said healing crystals for attendees.
Healing crystals, they're giving those away.
So
Is this for the yoga?
Maybe they're adding that in the
They're giving out crystals. I love
Oh,
this
they
stuff.
are. They added that in the supplies.
Hey, Olivia, can I go to this?
well, is it?
Because they requested 35 and then 25.
So
So,
move to strike
10 minutes,
supplies to
20.
or well no, how's that?
So they said 15 healing crystals for attendees, and then it's 25 for the diffuser oils, and then $5 for water bottles.
The $5 for what bottles gotta be food and drink, so.
Yeah.
How much was the diffusers?
20.
20, and then the crystals?
15. So move to strike supplies to $20.
We can fund the diffuser, that, right?
Yeah.
Second, all right.
Yeah, $5 requested.
That's a different drink section.
Yeah, they just put it
They
in.
put in both. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Any objections? If there are no objections, we're gonna go ahead and lower 35 to 20. Candace, could you make a note for the 20 that's only funding that will diffusers and not funding for healing perspective? Thank you so much. With that being said, are there any discussion points regarding this event? All right, move to approve FBL 270-1920. All in favor? All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Up next is Survivor Guardianship. They're requesting $30 in supplies and $15 in common vision materials. Be curious as to what the supplies are.
Looks like season guard. Well, guardian.
31.
Yeah, it just says supplies. There's some section of what the supplies are.
Supplies, it's supplies.
But
And
the
any
UMBC
club that does that, I want to take this to their door.
Well, I mean, it does say guard.
Yeah, it does in your,
It's,
And they said no giveaways, so. no problem.
yeah.
Prove it.
I'm good.
House on funding. Everyone. Alright. In that case, move to approve FBL 271-1920. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. 8010. Up next is Denim Day. They're requesting $30 in supplies, $10 in decorations, and $15 in competition material. There was a sexual assault case in, I forget what country, and the judge basically ruled that because her jeans were tight, it was basically an invitation. And everyone kind of said, that's BS.
Asinine.
Fucked up.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Live stream.
I forgot.
But she's not wrong. So because that's something that's out right now is like, my clothes are not consent. So that's what Denim Day is. It was.
Sorry, I apologize.
I learned about this thanks to the sisters of free speech does not protect cursing on air. That's why you can get fined for cursing. That's why you don't see any cursing in TV shows. TV shows that are made for cable.
Yeah, but it's for bottom people.
Right, so that's only if it's like for public viewing.
No, but it's also
It's
like.
for
Yeah,
public.
but it's on YouTube.
Wait,
YouTube.
what do we think of Denim Day?
Yeah.
No problem.
Any issues with the request? All right, move to approve FBL 272-19.
There's a button February.
Oh.
There's supplies. It's $30.
Oh, yeah. Good catch.
Oh,
wait, where?
for like if you go down to as your budget for merchandising.
But they can go through
But supplies is in a different
some
category.
They could go through house for it.
merchandise.
But if it is giveaways, then yeah, it has to fund. But it's just that section.
So we all fund would tell them to request.
Yeah, I don't think they put it on this house yet, so they still have their options available. Move to strike the $30 in supplies. All in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed? Alright. With that being said, move to approve FBL 272-1920.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed? Alright, 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Up next is the consent event. Hold on. Yeah, up next is the consent event. They're requesting $40 in decorations and $150 in common vision material. I have no issues with the request this time. Everyone good to vote on it? Anyone need more time?
What's the decor for?
shaving cream, paper plates, poster board, markers.
Is everyone okay with moving that to a vote? Alright, hearing no objections, move to approve FPL 273-1920. All in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed? 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. Home stretch.
Justin said that existed by UMBC.
I will.
If, and it says no, if no, please explain why. It will run fun.
Alright, let's not fund them.
No.
They're too volatile.
Live stream.
Chalk the walk. They're requesting $10 in decorations and $15 in common vision material. I assume the decoration is chalk.
Yeah, it's $10 for chalk. Looks good.
Anyone have any issues with this request, or is everyone okay with moving it to a vote?
They have to obtain permission to chalk all of academic rooms.
No, there's certain spaces that you can chalk.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, just whenever I want.
But it has to be related to something.
And typically, we also encourage groups to, if they're gonna be chalking, to like put the name of the organization to it, not just like.
But you can stop trying
I just write Bernie Rose.
Like if you wanted to use a chalk like the SGA logo, like you can go do that if you wanted to.
Alright, are there any objections to funding this event? Alright, move to approve FPL 274-1920.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand now. All opposed, 8-4, 0 against, the motion carries. And finally, Survivors Panel, $15 in common vision, that's all the request is for. I have no issues with that.
How much?
15. Is everyone okay with moving to a vote? Alright, move to approve FBL 275-1920.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hands now. All opposed, 8-4, 0 against, 1 abstaining, the motion carries. We're done.
Are we really?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Are we?
We have
We're
so
never
much
done.
work to do. Oh, I have a question.
That's the question.
Well, I had
How many clubs did we fund at $250 just for common vision? Just out of curiosity.
Why? Like, is there a reason for your payment?
Well, because
Not any request.
the burden, we were just talking about how the burden of organizations is really high if you just fund $200 in common vision and that's it.
What do you mean?
If they're missing
Oh,
more than
if it was the only one, it was
Right.
the only thing we funded.
UNICEF Formal, if someone wants to take notes of this, UNICEF Formal was one that we only funded common vision for.
And can we also look at how much we cut from it? So like it's more than 1,000.
Yeah.
Well, I think Right, I think it's only fair that we go back through and just possibly reconsider.
We can only go through the ones that we consider today, otherwise we need legislation, because it's not the same date of introduction. So we can't retroactively change past legislation, because I've already approved the vote on it. But the Smash Regional Tournament is another one that we only funded common vision for. League of Legends East West Land, we only funded common vision for.
But it's also because of like the consideration of how much the event like actually costs.
All the RMS events we only funded common vision for.
Because some clubs would.
What was it, RMS?
Yeah.
Some clubs would have only requested
Trigger Youth
common
Society.
vision, CSVs.
Check using your tabs.
Right. That's something I can put on.
Those are all the events that we could technically reconsider today.
Yeah, I
Well-
don't know if any of those are insurmountable events.
Well, Trigger Music Society, we cut them significantly for all of their common, for their DCSVs. So they had like 5 events, each event was like,
That's
I
true.
think, less than
But it's
$5
like,
to
even if they up
$600.
to
Yeah, so we'll have our budget.
It's like one of the
$291.
That's a good, that is something. For instance, like,
Hey, Leon,
Yes.
there's a solution. We can just ask Brenda to veto everything that we've done, or we could just review the process again.
I've already signed up for all of it. She's like, I'm not doing it.
Not these yet.
I also have a question.
The RMS ones,
Yeah,
um,
she's already signed up $84.
they're all, it was $84 that you cut from them, for each of them. So I don't think those are an insurmountable amount of
No,
money.
I agree.
Wait, guys, Cynthia, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just wondering, like, so for computer science education club, we cut those, like, 3 events, I guess, that are meet with professor. But, like, in the same vein, like, we still funded, like, the astronomy club's, like, speaker thing, and, like, 'cause essentially, I mean, having the professor is basically, like, a speaker, so it's just, like, is that really, like, fake? Or, like, what is, should we really have cut those events?
I mean, it depends on what they put on the application. Because it might be meet the professor, but these two clubs might put something completely different on the application, which is why we would have funded.
Yeah, but it was because like it's because it said, oh, we want, I think the reason was like, it's at the same time as the GPM. That you could say that for astronomy clubs as well, and probably some of the other clubs, women as speakers come in to speak during the same time as your GPMs. That's what I thought.
Thoughts on this? Actually, those might still be in here. It's 229, 279, 280 are the Meet Your Professors for Computer Science Education Club. Someone wants to take quick note of that. I think those are still available for you to view.
229, 289, what else?
Outside of the
Yeah, but it's just not on the list. Oh.
Which one is?
It's $50,000. Yeah, we looked to vote it down in the first place.
Oh, wait.
Who's having 1,500 people at home?
Bartleby.
Okay, that's right. They.
How many people get the book?
Every person gets our request was for the printing of their journals. So every person who gets one is technically a computer science education. So they print 1,500 to give out to 50
What does the Amanda with all of the books?
Yeah, but like we're saying, like, it's pretty thick.
And we didn't hear anything about
It was just right as a club.
them.
So guys, gonna bring it back real quick. What is your opinions and thoughts regarding Computer Science Education Club? Cynthia brought them up slightly earlier. About the thing how why didn't we fund them? And I gave you guys the 3 questions, so you're looking through that right now.
So 229, 289 was the last one.
They're essentially the same.
280, I think it was 290. It should have the same name of the person in it. So
No, you have 229, 279, 280, yep.
Which clubs are we comparing to?
Clubs that have requested funding for their having guest speakers.
Yes. Is there like a rationale for this, like, grouping?
I guess one of the rationale was also just because they put down,
Like a written response?
because they said because they wrote the word members. Many members will not attend meetings during 3R because that's the only time they can get lunch, but it is also one of the few times that professors and students are both available.
We did that for a lot of people.
So because they put the word member.
I think it'd be worth checking the meeting minutes on that.
It seems like one of the econ events. It was one of the
You guys probably just speak up to help out.
Didn't we did fund that as well.
we funded it.
Yeah.
I think we should, yeah, I don't know why.
It's just something that I remember. I was like, if we funded all of these things, then and then we just cut all of these 3 events, then like it doesn't make sense. Granted, I know like we went through these events before we went through all those other events, but after seeing how we voted on the other events, it makes sense to change what we did on this. That would be like legislation because it's already been passed and voted on.
Yeah.
Me personally, I still feel like they're GBMs. I'm not convinced otherwise. Yeah, I'm more curious though, what boards we voted on that you have an issue with though.
It's not that I have an issue with them, I'm just saying to be equitable and actually fair with how we funded some of the other events, such as the Ice Cream Social for Econ, like the astronomy clubs, like guest speaker event. It's essentially a similar purpose and a similar event.
I mean, like Justin said, like all our discussions about GBMs, like whether or not something was classified as a GBM was very specific to like to the application itself. And while like it may like appear similar like on a spreadsheet and like it may seem inconsistent, like I think those were like some of the longest conversations because we kept on going back and forth about whether or not they're considered GBMs. And like for some people, like the word members triggered them to say like this is a GBM, and then some people were more lenient. But like we held votes for all of them, and I don't think we actually like. I think we had like we never like.
I'm not looking at it on a spreadsheet basis. I'm just saying that we funded some of the other events that also are requesting food are also at the same time as the GBM. The same reasons why people voted to not like fund like the same reasons why that were used for like not funding these events.
I think basically what we're gonna have is like explaining to these, like, it'd be like, okay, so you wanted this, and this is the exact same thing, which it basically is like, we're not gonna be able to come up with an explanation because we probably should have funded it in the first place. I mean, this is what I'm looking at because I don't really see any difference between this and the econ one. Because the econ was basically a social for like an open house of econ professors. And this is like like an open house for the CS for professors to be there and connect with students.
What was the econ number?
Can't see any. Oh yeah, it's already been approved. And but she right. I'm pretty sure it was you right. It was for ice cream supplies. Candace has the point. Candace, go ahead.
So I suppose the question is, do you need to go back and fund those things that you did not fund? Or do you have to not fund the things that you did fund? Those are the questions. In order, because what has been brought up is that you're not being consistent on some items. And so if there isn't a rationale that you can bring forward as to why you didn't fund something, but you did fund the other thing, and they're very similar, then you have to make a decision. Do we fund that thing that we didn't fund, or do we not fund the thing that we did fund? Does that make sense? So that's the question on the table.
Those you're wondering, since computer science major professors in red, we never technically passed legislation on it. So if you would like to pass legislation regarding funding for those clubs, that is something that can be introduced in this session. I was going to wait till after this session, all the clubs in red, I was going to make legislation before you get a vote of failure based on what this board has done prior. So if there's any clubs in red that you think should deserve funding, now's the time. It's very easy to write legislation at this time. It's a couple words in tracker.
Just by the way, like funding I guess, going off of what Candace said, deciding funding for city events or not funding the events that are similar to if you were to fund the computer science education club events, like, for all three of them, that's a total of $152. And if you were to not fund the other events, then like, it's like taking like long.
We do a straw poll.
Alright, straw poll. Option A would be to consider these 3 computer science education club events for funding. Option B is going to not consider them for funding. All in favor of option A, funding, please raise your hand now. All in favor of option B, not funding, please raise your hand. Alright.
So what is your guys' reason for like, what would your rationale be for this club? I'd like to know.
My rationale is more along the lines of, I think if there was a mistake done for econ and philosophers anonymous, although, I'm sorry, I would be more in favor of not funding them in accordance with what we feel is a GBM than going and saying we made a mistake along the lines and just giving funding to an organization that still feel has this open GBM. I don't think that's fair since we stated we're not funding GBMs and just throwing money at the problem isn't the solution.
Scott.
I think that's kind of a mischaracterization. It's not a GBM. That's why we should fund it.
I would disagree. I would characterize it as a GBM. Just for the fact that the only purpose of the event is to bring students, most likely from the computer science club, to a classroom to meet the professors. I know a lot of the engineering orgs I'm in, they do it all the time. They'll bring in professors, they'll come in, have them talk a couple minutes, and it's just a general body meeting. It's not an actual event, so that's my position on it. But
Have you gone to a computer science education club?
but I've been, like I said, I've been to engineering meetings, and that's my personal opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just the way I do it.
Other discussion points? Okay then. Is there a motion on the floor regarding funding these events?
I thought we already did that.
On the straw polls. So if there's no motion, then we'll move on. Move to consider.
Second.
Alright, all in favor of considering computer science education club for funding, please raise your hand now. All opposed? 5-4, 3 against, 1 abstaining. We'll be opening these back up for consideration. Oh, just so you guys know, during the cuts, we actually cut the $6,000 that we needed to cut, based on how much we grew. So we're hovering at that 99 mark. So even if considering these events back in the float, we should remain under 100,000, which is just under the 5% over allocation. So even with Bartleby, I just added Bartleby in.
It's because we cut that theater club. I remember. I was looking at that number too. I was like, oh crap, that's good. No, I mean not cutting them, but I'm like, it just happened to put us in like a good situation.
A good place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would describe it as that, but that's just my
I'm gonna go ahead. Pull on these. And let me see if I can pull up the original amounts.
Michael has his hands up.
Michael, go ahead. My apologies.
So, just out of curiosity, equitability, if that's a word, is important. So, if we were not to fund computer science club, would we be able to reconsider cutting funds to the other 2 boards that we may or may not have made a mistake on? Or is it too late, more or less?
Or the 2 words.
Econ and I believe astronomy club.
It would have
I'll have to look
It's
through
like
all of them.
studies council, it's like a bunch of them.
But you have to look through whatever I guess you
Like,
think.
well, I mean, it's the irony is, I mean, I know, like, even
where they needed studies council, I was against it, and the board still moved to vote in favor of it. So,
Then I wouldn't characterize that as a mistake, I wouldn't characterize that as a difference in opinion.
right, I agree. But, I mean, to me, I'm still against it. I just feel the measure now is, do we start funding board staff we feel may not have been characterized wrong, may or may not have been characterized wrong, just for the sake of being equitable? I think that's the important question.
We can do a quick search through now. To answer the first question, if you compiled a list of all of the events that you think we should not have funded and gave that to Brenda, and Brenda vetoed all those events, they could be brought back up for discussion to the board. However, if that is the course of action taken, I'd like there to be a vote in the board if this is something that would like to happen, because I'd rather not have 6, 7, 8, 9 sudden presidential vetoes appear out of nowhere just for the 2/3 to still go through, because then it just looks bad. If that makes sense. Scott, do you have something you want to say? All right.
General body meetings, special debate, see what paint nights for group 1, this is competition, tabling, equipment to increase the availability of meeting topics, interesting meeting. Beer party, round tables, quiz play, beer party, movie night, evening with your future, weekly meetings, paint night, orientation. It doesn't look like any of the events, the other events that we didn't fund
Are events that are similar to this one. So I think if we reconsider this would be the only one. Since we're voting for funding at this point, if we voted to approve funding for this, I don't think there's any more we have to go through to also approve funding.
Well, I mean, I think Nithya stated that she felt that econ and astronomy club were similar events.
Yeah, but didn't we fund them?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I'm saying that if we were to, because you asked about what other events we have to reconsider for funding if we decided to go back.
No, not reconsider for funding, but possibly reconsider for changing, so possibly striking.
All right, then I interpret that wrong. Well, in the meantime, we've moved to consider the Computer Science Education Club once for funding, so do you mind if we move to discussion on that or both? Would you guys rather move into discussion first, or do you feel comfortable voting on them right now? All right, there's a motion to vote. Move to approve. Oh, yes.
Wait for Zane to come back.
Want to take a 5-minute recess?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe a recess.
Someone motion?
Okay, can we take a recess?
Move to take a 10-minute recess?
Oh, like
5-minute recess?
All right, once our 5-minute recess, please be back in this room, ready to go, 7:36.
Can we turn off the light? Yeah.
Second thing is-